Hello loves, welcome back to a year in books with Zoe. I'm of course Zoe, and today I'm going to be reviewing two books that I read recently. I'll tell you what I am reading right now, kind of plans for more reading for the month, what I'm up to. So I read The Kraken Sacrifice by Katee Robert because, as we know, it is Monster Mash March, so I am reading monster romance books. I'm a Katee Robert fan forever. I love her so much. I think she's so talented with her writing. She really does some great character creation, world creation. She makes you like interested in these characters. You know, she's a romance novelist, so she could definitely just write one-dimensional characters and just have it be the romance. But she writes these characters that are complex, thought-provoking, who you like really get invested in. In this book we have Catalina, who is our lovely lady on the cover, and Thane, who is our lovely Kraken. This is a part of the Deal with Demons series, and so it consists of women making deals with demons. The first one is called The Dragon's Bride, and has this woman make a deal with a demon, go be with a dragon, etc. This one, of course, Catalina, she's down on her luck. She doesn't really have any friends, she doesn't have any money, she's really out of options, and so she makes a deal with a demon to get money. She believes that if she gets money, she will be able to pay to have people who care about her in her life, which is what she's really been wanting and needing. And so with these deals that these women make and that she's making, they have to agree to give 7 years of their life up to some kind of creature in this other realm. And so, you know, she signs it without thinking. She's just like, yep, like, let's go. 7 years, not even that long. Let's get it over with. And so she's brought to this demon castle where she is insanely bored, and eventually kind of like wanders around and meets this other demon named Remenu, who has their own book. It is called The Demon's Bargain. It was a part of, if y'all saw my unboxing video, it was a part of that Kickstarter, but there's also a pretty cover like this that I still need to get version, and it's the story of them making their own bargain and getting someone. And then so she becomes friends with this person, demon, Remenu, and they kind of like walk around, and then of course her luck, she stumbles upon this creature man with tentacles thing, and instantly makes him upset. And then she returns to her room, and then the auction happens, and it's like not really an auction, it's just these women are like up here, and each of the leaders of these realms, there's a dragon, a kraken, obviously, a succubus, and a gargoyle. The gargoyle one comes out later this month, and then the succubus one, I'm not sure when it comes out, but it's not out yet. And anyways, she is up there. She's one of the last ones up there, and the kraken guy picks her, and she like goes home with him, and he is doing this just to balance out the different kingdoms, because he doesn't want his to be unequal, because in this world humans help increase the magical abilities of the people when they have babies together, and that's why they want them. But Thane, who is our Kraken, he's not interested in that. He just wants everything to be equal, so he's gonna take her and then like put her off and ignore her. And that doesn't work out, obviously, because it's a romance book. But you know, he has this like instant attraction to her, but His husband had died 5 years ago, and so he's still kind of dealing with that, and he feels like it's a betrayal if he's going to be with this woman. And Catalina has her own problems. She had a very neglectful past, and so she's very emotionally damaged, and like being alone, being bored really hurts her emotionally. So him leaving her off to her own devices is not good for her at all, which he like learns later. And he keeps doing these things where he hurts her by mistake, which is a violation of the demon contract. And if he hurts her, he can lose his kingdom. So probably should have been more careful, but anyways, he kind of starts to realize that he can't stay away from her as much as he wanted to, and so things happen. I really enjoyed this book. I love how Katee Robert always has kind of like bigger themes in her book, like dealing with trauma. I think that for me personally, it's a great way to process trauma because these people have these traumatic things, but then they get accepted for them anyways, which is like refreshing because, I mean, many of us have gone through traumatic experiences, and there's often this feeling that, you know, I will never be loved again. Like I'm not normal, I can't be in a healthy, normal relationship, and I like seeing books where it's like, that's not true. Like you can definitely be with people and be loved and have a great relationship, even though you've experienced these traumas, which I feel like this book and her other books kind of go to show. She's a great writer, so I would recommend checking her out. Definitely don't have to start with a monster romance if that's not what you're into. She also has this Dark Olympus series, which is the Olympians romance. So not to say that that's tamer, there's still like, these are adult content books, so there's going to be adult content, not safe for work content, but that doesn't have monsters per se, except for some of the later ones that do. I think she's working on one with a Minotaur right now, so but she's a great writer. I really like her. I follow her on social media and she seems like a great person. She always includes content warnings and also tropes in her books, which I really appreciate. And so some of the content warnings that she includes, obviously adult content. What else? There is on-page abortion. There is talk of death of a spouse. There's talk of emotional abuse and neglect, and all that kind of stuff. I always would say check your content warnings before you read something, because if you're just looking for something like easy, whatever to read, this might not be the book for you. You might want to try something that's a little bit more chill, you know? But I love this book. I can't wait for the Gargoyle one to come out later this month. I can't wait to read the Demon's Bargain, which I have, and buy the cute one that goes with my other books. If you know about collecting books, you know. I also read That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon by Kimberly Lemming, which instantly that book made Kimberly Lemming one of my new favorite authors. She has such a ability to write hilarious books. Like this book had me laughing out loud. It's like a great mix of romance, silliness, and adventure that I love. You know, we have our main character, Cinnamon, who is just this, she's just like so sarcastic and funny. And she starts off saying like she was looking for cheese and to get home, and I feel like that's so relatable. Like this woman just wants to eat cheese and get drunk, and who doesn't want to do that? You know, like that sounds great to me. That's like a great every night kind of thing. And while she's drunk, she's coming home, and first she gets like harassed by this idiot boy who lives in her village, and she's like, what are you doing? Like, I know who you are, don't pretend to be a bandit, like goodbye. And then she kind of stumbles upon this person who's asking for help in the woods. She helps him, and then he's like, yeah, like, this is bad form, but I'm about to kill you. So she's running away through her family's like cinnamon field maze. Luckily she escapes, goes into her parents' house. But then the next morning while she's eating breakfast, bam, there he is. And she's like, okay, cute. Which, yes, he sounded cute. Long hair, tall horns, we love it. Kimberly Lemming has like some pictures of the characters on her Instagram and Twitter, I think. And then there's also covers. The covers are really cute. They're about to be traditionally published though. So if you want to read them on Kindle Unlimited, I would do that soon. And if you want the cute covers, I would also buy those soon. But like, congrats to her for getting that traditional publishing. That's exciting. Anyways, the demon man who she saved explains that this person who was their goddess is not really a goddess. She's like this evil witch necromancer who the demon wants to take down because she uses her magic to make the demons go on rampages when humans and demons used to live in harmony before. And when you're saying demon, like, don't think it's not what you would think of in the traditional sense of a demon. It's a lot of like shapeshifters, dragons, bears, lions, shifters, centaurs, yeah, a lot of stuff like that. Still considered to be demons in this book though. And he asked Cinnamon to go on the quest with him because Cinnamon is the only thing that helped him break out of the spell. Like, Cinnamon the spice, not the girl. And so she agrees to go on this quest with him. They break this first chalice, and then he's like, oh, and then she's like, okay, good luck breaking the rest of them. And he's like, what do you mean the rest of them? And she explains, like, there's 3 more of these chalices that you have to break. And he's like, okay, you're gonna come with me to do that too. And so, you know, they go off on this adventure. There's tension, of course. He's really into her. She's like into him, but she's like, oh, I shouldn't be into him. I just wanted a normal life. But like, girl, you know, like with all of these, you're like this one, you're not like that because she's already trying to get it. But some of these, you're like, girl, just get it. Do us both a favor. Get it for me. And so their relationship kind of builds up. They add these other people onto their quest. They find a city where there's some bad stuff happening with the demons, and end up getting a lot more friends on their journey. It's just like a really fun book. It had me gasping at times. It had me laughing out loud. It had me smiling and like, ooh, like I was a teenager again, which I love in a book. It was definitely a great comfort read. And I can't wait to read the next one, which has a werewolf in it. And yeah, I'm really excited to read the next one. It's super, super cute. And Kimberly Lemming is just like such a good writer. And also like the artwork is so adorable on the covers of her books. So adorable. You know, you have these super cute black women and their little like demon boyfriends. Like, good for them. But yeah, it just had me feeling all the teenager feels in a way that like a lot of books don't have me feeling, which I love. I love to be like, yeah girl, like, get yourself a demon, like, live your best life. I love that, you know, like, she's living her best life, and I really like this book, but it definitely wasn't as like super, super fun as the Kimberly Lemming book. Like, this one has a lot more like trauma stuff, and the other one, it has like some stuff that's kind of traumatic, but it's very light, which I love. Like, sometimes you just need a light read. And I would also say, as far as monster romances go, it's pretty tame. you know, it's not tentacles. But like, whatever you're into, they have it in a monster romance, probably. But I really enjoyed that, and I can't wait to read the next one. As of right now, I am reading a book called What We Don't Say, which is a book that I have to be done reviewing by Tuesday, because I read it as a part of this reading company that I do reviews with. I picked it out, so it's my fault that I have to break up my monster romance with this. I'm like a little bit over halfway done. It's pretty good. It kind of deals with abuse that men face in the fashion industry, and just like abuse that men face in general, which I feel like we don't see talked about a lot. So I think it's really something cool to read about. I really like the characters. I like how it's written. I think it's really interesting. I'm excited about it. You know, it's kept my attention. I'm reading it pretty quickly. But again, I am like ready for some more monster romance, because it's just like, sometimes you just need that light kind of reading. At least in my opinion. Everybody has their different forms of light reading. I also think like kind of like cozy type stories I really like for light reading. Again, I'm still watching The Last of Us, obsessed with that show, really enjoying it. I have lately been trying to find more indie authors, especially because I am connected with some on TikTok, so I'm trying to find their books so that I can support them. But I'm like horrible at getting all this stuff done. It's all on my wish list, but it takes me forever to like remember. Yeah, I'm doing grad school still, which I'm really enjoying. Job hunting, which no one likes. Like, if I could get paid to read, that's what I would do. But I can't, so that's okay. I'm also working on another book. This is different from the one that I had mentioned before. And I'm actually writing the second one instead of starting with the first one. But that's kind of what's going on with me. As always, I would say enjoy reading, read what you love, let yourself really enjoy it. Find an audiobook, get a graphic novel, get a comic book, self-help books, memoirs, romance books, sci-fi, thrillers, horror, whatever you like. I mean, I really have it all, to be completely honest. Like, this is my horror shelf behind me. So, I mean, it's not all of that. It's not as organized as I would like it. And this is like some YA stuff plus other books that like didn't fit anywhere else. And then I have some romance on the top shelf. And then this over here is not organized. And then right in front of me is a trunk full of books. We gotta get through them eventually. Anyways, thanks for hanging out with me while I talked about books. As always, if you have any recommendations, go ahead and give them over to me. And I will be back soon for a book review of the book that I'm currently reading. But have a good week, and I will see y'all soon.